Hey Team YouTube, just a quick video. Let's talk about the GM 3800 V6 and just what I'm doing here to clean it up and put it back in the vehicle. So I pulled the whole engine because it's all new gaskets and seals time. I have an oil consumption issue that I'm trying to figure out, but I don't think it's rings. I think it's just valve stem seals. So let's talk about what we're doing. So first of all, you got to take apart the valve assemblies, and here I've got my whole stuff laid out for that cylinder head. Just use a a less than $15, maybe less than $10 if it's on sale. I don't know, I haven't seen it that cheap. Spring compressor here, and you got your keepers that you have to pull out. You take your rockers off, and also you got the little bar here that's in the 3800s there, and of course there's 6 of them. So what have I done to this cylinder head? So first of all, I've been using a brass wire wheel. Of course you can't tell what color it is anymore because it's dirty, and just cleaning off this cast iron head, cleaning off all of the mating surfaces, so here, and then also for the exhaust, and also here, the cylinder head side of things. And that wire wheel is doing a fantastic job, and then I'm doing some spot cleaning with some scuff pad, as people will want to do. And now I'm down to doing some valve grinding. That's one thing I do to clean stuff up. It's got my valve grinding stuff and my little thing, and I know people have all these different techniques that they use to make it, with a drill and a piece of heater hose or something like that. And I just prefer using that. It gives me as much, a lot of control, blah, blah, blah. And then got the new valve stem seals. It's part of a much larger kit. Thought I'd demonstrate how to put one of those on real quick here. Pull that thing back down. So what I do is I take a little bit of the moly grease. This is Lubricate 105. And I would, grease that up and just kind of set that on there. And then I would take my mallet here and just give it, just kind of tap it on smartly. Don't go crazy or you'll break it. And I already have one cylinder head finished with all of this stuff. And I can tell you, these new valve stem steels, if you can look at them, they have, it's ribbed for greater sensitivity. They have these ribs in here that, boy, you just put the valve in and they clean them off really nice. And so I just love the color of the new whatever the grade of rubber this is, and then I just managed to dirty it all up with my gloves. But anyhow, that's what's going on. So maybe I'll do a couple of glamour shots of lapping the valves. But there are some really excellent videos out there on YouTube that show it how it's done much better than I can. So maybe we'll do a couple more quick shots, and then we'll be done for the day. I'm down here in my basement on the floor, literally with cardboard, because it's -4 Fahrenheit outside. Yeah. So someone dared me to, stick my tongue on a frozen engine block, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So, don't tell her, wash this cylinder head off in Mom's sink upstairs with some detergent and whatnot. Tried to clean up the sink as best I could so you couldn't tell I was there. And yeah, that's the thing. But this would have all been done outside had the weather been nicer. But weather can't stop progress. Inside of the bag that the valve stem seals come in, you also get this little piece of plastic here, which is pretty cool. I probably even shot a video of this before myself. But if you look at your drill where you've chucked your valve in, there's one. And the valve's quite dirty now. This is before. We're going to take some scuff pad and show you the after. Hey Team YouTube, kind of a pretty nicely cleaned off valve there. Alright, let's just go ahead and move it on to the lapping stage. So, just put a layer of the valve lapping compound around the outside where the seal is, and then drop it into the bowl there. One thing I did do this time that it came out great, and I don't think I do this on anything that is not you know, a cast iron cylinder. Obviously this is the old GM 3800. I used a little wire wheel. Here, I'm going to grab it real quick. And I put both valves in temporarily just to protect everything. And I cleaned, you know, the whole thing here with this, and I think it turned out great. So that was prior to taking it upstairs to Mom's sink and washing it. So yeah, let's go ahead and just drop that sucker in. And now it's time to do the, you know, shake, bait, or rotate, whatever, and you know, listen for the pitch to even out where it goes rough, 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 rough when you're twisting it back and forth to smooth, 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 smooth. There's some really good videos out there that show you exactly how to do it, and yeah, I'm not going to waste your time. Hey Team YouTube, I don't know if this camera will pick this up, but if you look at the sealing surface, here's one that I haven't ground yet. Here's the one that I did. And the amazing thing is it almost looks like a kind of a gray on the sealing surface, whereas here the sealing surface is still, I'm trying to get my headlamp here, kind of shiny. And if you look at the valve itself, again, the sealing surface where you grind it ends up being kind of a dull gray. You think, oh, this should be shiny, but it's not. That's how you know you're, you know, kind of getting there, kind of done. So just thought I'd share that little tip. Of course, the YouTube videos I've seen do highlight that also. All right, we'll maybe do a couple more things and I'll push this video up. All right, Team YouTube, let's see what we got going on. We got those valve stem steels put back in, and oh look, it's a spring compressor that is mostly done with the job there. Let's see, we got the keepers back in. They say if you have a hard time holding the keepers in, put a little dab of, you know, grease in there to kind of make them sticky. And this spring compressor, the, you know, Harbor Freight, or pick your poison for cheap, but mostly effective tools. It works very well on these springs. These springs are not a high compression spring. This is definitely not an aftermarket job here. I'm not hopping up the engine. And then we have these beautifully ground seats there, all kind of that dull gray look. Cleaning up the valve paste. Got a fair amount of WD-40 on this cast iron head, just because after you put it in water, cast iron has that tendency to, you know, flash rust, you know, pretty quickly. So I'm just going to go ahead and walk through the rest of this. As for the rest of the rocker arms and things like that, what I will do is put them on loose. Push rods are back out in the garage, in a box in order. So I'll just put those on loose, and for now, I guess the last thing is to, let's see, to show how this thing goes. It how does it go? It goes on, what, it holds the push rods is what it does. So, or at least it's a push rod alignment or something. But these pieces here all go to where the push rods come through. So, of course, that ain't lining up there because the spring compressor tool's in the way. So, other than that, maybe I'll take a couple of glamour shots of the finished up cylinder head, and I'm gonna call that good. Look at that. All the rockers are back in loose, along with the rocker bracket, and all is back together thanks to that nifty little valve spring compressor. Have a great day, YouTube. Enjoy this cold weather. Find something fun to do.